Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Anwar Youssef Dunbar, and this is Big Discussions 76, my original channel. First of all, please like this video, please share it, and please subscribe to my channel. Well, this one is going to be a bit of a ramble. I think this one will fall under thoughts of the day. By the way, the quote-unquote ramble, I got that from one of my heroes and inspirations and mentors in the YouTube spaces, BGS, the master teacher. And I'm going to talk about another one of my heroes slash inspirations who I got to meet within the last couple of weeks, the Field Master Uncle Rom Wills. And as we're headed into this last month of 2021, this quote-unquote holiday season, I'm thinking a lot about sovereignty, personal sovereignty, which is something Uncle Rom talks about a lot in his content. By the way, one of the things that's most inspiring about Uncle Rom is the fact that he puts the content out every day. That takes a lot of planning. That takes a lot of a lot of coordination, a lot of drive, and I would say lots of sovereignty. He's got that down to a process, and he's organized his life in such a way that he's able to pump the content out. So very, very admirable. And he's got multiple channels. And Uncle Rom, as I described around the time that he came onto my channel, he was one of my inspirations for setting up multiple channels. So still working my 9 to 5, pumping out content on 4 different channels is a challenge. And with our current world event, this thing we've been going through for the last year and a half, that's allowed me to do that. But I've thought about how I will do this if and when we start going back into the office more regularly. But you know, all of this rolls into personal sovereignty. You know, I was thinking about the Rich Dad Poor Dad books. I talk about money on this channel quite a bit and periodically. And one of the most life-changing books for me was the Rich Dad Poor Dad books, because it talked about financial freedom, getting out of the rat race and onto the fast track, acquiring assets, minimizing liabilities, generating passive income so you don't have to work a 9 to 5. And thinking about Uncle Rom's content, a lot of what Robert Kiyosaki is talking about in those books, in addition to becoming more and more financial literate and making money work for you and not working for money, a lot of what he's talking about is personal sovereignty. Having control over your life, having control over your time, having control over your destiny, and having control over your purpose and your mission and what it is you want to do. And if you grew up in a household like mine, the blueprint was go get a 9 to 5. The blueprint was get a job and work that job and keep that job. And if you haven't, go back and listen to and watch my interview with Willie A. Price Speaks. Willie was turned on to real estate at an early age by his stepfather, and he participated in that sector for a while before getting into what he is doing now. But my point is that sovereignty, there are ways of making money, there are ways of living that allow you to achieve sovereignty and control over your life. And I think that I've said numerous times here on YouTube, I came to YouTube as a writer, and that's the thing. That's the thing that I dream about. That's the thing that I aspire to be. That's what I'm shooting for. I've shown my book here numerous times to engineers, A Western New York Basketball Story. And I've been working on promotional essays for it as I figure out the process for completing the project. You'll see more video content regarding the project. And all of this has to do with personal sovereignty. And that's a much different thing from going to work for someone else and having your life achievement or defining yourself through going to work for someone else. And that's not saying anything against, if that's your dream, if that's your aspiration, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But for some people, you hear some people say, I can't work for someone, I have to do my own thing. And then you have some people who were groomed and trained to work for someone else, and then by chance they come across information like the Rich Dad Poor Dad series or Uncle Rom's videos, and then they start dreaming of freedom, having complete control over their time and their energy, and that's something I aspire to, and that's something I hope to achieve before my years are over on this world. So and there can be a big disconnect between your family and your friends and your co-workers when you discover that and you set your eyes on that and you start to work towards that. In my last live stream regarding what the cost of a child is in 2021, I described I shared that a coworker, a former coworker, wanted to check in with me, and it seems that happens quite a bit. But fellow scientist, similar training, and there's a certification for toxicologists. It's called the DABT, and it's good if you get it, but it takes time to study for the DABT. You have to take the DABT, and it's an investment in time and energy. And right now, my focus is on finishing my book and achieving sovereignty. So my coworker, he doesn't know this, so we get on the Zoom call and he asks me, have you considered taking this DABT test? I can't think of the exact acronym for it, but I said I thought about it, but I haven't taken any steps toward it yet. And just that quickly, he snaps at me and he says, man, it's time to get serious. It's time for you to get serious. So I'm at a point now where I will push back. And I say, whoa, time out. You have no idea what I'm trying to achieve in my life right now. You have no idea of what I'm working on. How dare you get me on a Zoom call and try to check me about this certification? You know nothing about what I'm trying to do. You didn't ask. And I realized that a lot of people are moving around throughout the world, just saying things, just doing things, and making assumptions about your life, and not taking the time to ask you what it is you really want and what will really make you happy. They just come and they push their ideas and their thoughts on you, which to me is a little offensive, but it just is what it is. But I'm realizing that in terms of personal sovereignty and achieving your dream and going your own way, sometimes you have to take some slings and arrows and push back and let people know. And let people know that you're not necessarily shooting for the exact same things that they are, and shooting for the things that they think that you should be shooting for. So that's a lesson out there for everyone. In going your own way, sometimes those things will happen. I also thought about a recent Dream by Jason Black on his business broadcast. Jason Black isn't necessarily a friend of the Black Manosphere. I consider my channel to be a pseudo Manosphere space. So, but I use it for other things besides those discussions. But I do listen to his broadcasts because I do believe there's valuable information and insight over there, and a very, very powerful one. He recorded a very, very powerful broadcast about a month ago, and I just had a similar experience with my family to the one I just described with my coworker, where my life was questioned, my choices were questioned, and the direction of my life and what I was going to do for the family, all of that was questioned, and it was a very, very uncomfortable conversation. And so in Jason's broadcast, I think it was entitled "Why Successful Men Have to Be Assholes" and "Why Successful Men Have to Be Pricks," or something like that. But if you haven't heard it, I would go back and listen to it. And it basically says, among other things, that successful men have to disappoint people. Successful men, in achieving their dreams and their aspirations, they have to put other people's expectations and dreams on the back burner and to the side. I'm sorry. They have to put other people's dreams and aspirations on the back burner and to the side, either temporarily or permanently. So in achieving your dream and in achieving your goal, you may be disappointing some people, and you may have to disappoint some people, but that's just a part of achieving your mission and working towards your mission and your purpose and your calling. So if you haven't watched that, he says some very, very insightful things there, and living up to the expectations of others can be a bit of a prison. It can be a bit of a trap, and you have to be mindful of that. There's nothing wrong with wanting to please your parents. Let me say that again. There's nothing wrong with wanting to please your parents. There's nothing wrong with wanting to please friends and relatives and associates and colleagues. But at the end of the day, it's you that has to live with whatever direction you've decided to take. So, going back to Robert Kiyosaki, and I'm going to stop this soon. After I went through that thing with my family about a month ago, I watched Richard Cooper's podcast where he had Robert on, and Robert kept showing this figure, showing the four basically stages of health: mental health, physical health, spiritual health, and emotional health. And one of the things Robert kept emphasizing was that we can't change the exterior, we can only focus on the interior. And also both Robert and Richard kept emphasizing to chase excellence, chase excellence, chase excellence. I posted that figure in my community tab, and it resonated with you all, or many of you all. So I'm bringing it up here again, and I'm going to close with a poem. Well, I'm not going to read the poem verbatim, but I'm going to put it in the comment section below by my cousin, Poetess, Tamara Coleman. And the poem is about following your vision and your passion. And it's about the fact that not everyone is going to understand what you're trying to do and why you're doing it, but you still need to go ahead and do it. So shout out to my cousin, Poetess, Tamara Coleman, who's helping me build part of my vision, Big Words Authors. If you're an aspiring author, that platform is over there for you. It's there to sharpen my writing chops and to show my writing chops and to show my book and present it to the world. But I also created that platform for other aspiring writers. So if you're an aspiring writer and you have a short story or a poem or a book excerpt that you want to get out there but you don't know how, contact me and we'll figure out how to get it out. So that's what I wanted to say. That's what I wanted to communicate in this voiceover. I was thinking about doing a pre-record where I would sit in front of the camera But then I went back and I said, you know what, BGS does a lot of, well, pretty much everything BGS does is our voiceovers, and Uncle Rom switches between camming up and also doing the voiceovers. So let me just knock this out with a voiceover. So I'm going to stop this here. Everyone, thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you want to throw something in the tip jar, that information is below this offering as well. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and be safe as we head into this 2021 holiday season. And as always, remember that your attitude determines your altitude. Take care, and I will talk to you the next time. Bye-bye. Hey y'all, as many of you know, and for those of you who don't know, I am planning on starting a monthly newsletter with multiple platforms. I think it'll be a cool way to strategically get my messaging out for those of you who are interested. So I'm going to leave the link to my sign up sheet and announcement in the description box below. You just go to the bottom of it, and there's a link for a sign up form there. I'll see it, and you'll join me for this next leg of my journey. So I promise that your information and your privacy will be protected, so you won't have to worry about that. So if you're interested, please do sign up. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.